Now on WTOL 11 News on Plus, a new man in charge. Bowling Green State University taps a football legend to be the team's new head coach. Plus, an alert about yet another tech scam making the rounds.
And a taste of spring this week, a very mild week of weather. I'll show you when temperatures make a run for 70 degrees coming up in that full forecast. Michael?
Welcome into WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We kick things off, if you pardon the expression, in the world of sports. Bowling Green State University has a new football coach, just over a week after their former one left for the NFL. Former Ohio State and NFL great Eddie George will be the next man in charge of the Falcon football team. George has spent the past 4 seasons as head coach for Tennessee State. He replaces Scott Loeffler, who left for a job with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meantime, the Cleveland Browns are making a big announcement of their own today. The team announced it has reached a new 4-year contract extension with All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett. Now, Garrett had requested a trade from the Browns, saying he wanted to win and did not agree with the direction of the Browns franchise. Garrett's new deal will make him $40 million a year, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in league history. New this evening, a 54-year-old Toledo man is behind bars in the Lucas County Jail, accused of stealing from the Toledo Fire Department. According to court documents, Jesus Olvera broke into Fire Station 7 on Franklin last night and stole clothing, food, and a speaker. Olvera has been charged with burglary. He's scheduled to be arraigned in Toledo Municipal Court tomorrow morning. Money is at center stage in Washington politics this weekend, with the government shutdown looming over a budget battle and President Trump's threat to unleash more tariffs on the nation's largest trading partners. CBS News correspondent Nicole Killian reports from West Palm Beach, Florida, with more.
A potential government shutdown is looming this Friday. House Speaker Mike Johnson says a vote on a Republican-backed measure unveiled over the weekend will take place on Tuesday. But it remains to be seen whether GOP lawmakers can pass the continuing resolution along party lines or have to rely on Democratic votes.
The text was just released yesterday, compliant with the 72-hour rule before a vote. We're still digging through it. Like most bills, there's some good in there, there's some not so good in there, and we got to make an aggregate decision.
In the case of the CR, there's been offers to negotiate, and there's been very little negotiated. It's kind of been a my way or the highway type of thing.
In another high-stakes battle, President Trump spoke about his new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China. The president was asked in a television interview that aired Sunday why he paused some tariffs, including those on auto imports, until next month.
But this is short-term, and I felt that for the good of the American car makers and the MCA, you know, the USMCA, that's Mexico, Canada. I thought it would be a fair thing to do, and so I gave them a little bit of a break for this short period of time.
While in Washington, authorities are investigating after an armed man believed to be traveling from Indiana was shot and injured by U.S. Secret Service agents near the White House.
As officers approached, the individual brandished a firearm, at which time an armed encounter ensued and Secret Service personnel discharged their service weapons.
President Trump was in Florida at the time of the incident. Nicole Killian, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
From what we see around the world and in the United States, this disease will, for a period, significantly disrupt our lives. This is certainly no ordinary time.
That was 5 years ago today. Governor Mike DeWine standing with then Ohio Health Department Director Amy Acton and then Lieutenant Governor John Husted announcing the first 3 COVID cases in Ohio and declaring a state of emergency. We know what came next as the country shut down amid the rapid spread of the virus. Since 2020, the CDC says more than 1.2 million Americans have died from COVID-19. A heads up for people coming to or through downtown Toledo over the next few days. We have some construction projects to warn you about. Starting tomorrow, Summit Street will be completely closed between Cherry and Walnut. This part of Summit will stay closed through July. Drivers are advised to use the Grange and the Greenbelt to get around the closure. Meantime, the MLK Bridge remains closed to traffic this weekend. The bridge was closed earlier this week while crews pour concrete. This is part of the city's project to add bike lanes to the bridge. The bridge was supposed to reopen today, but the city now says it won't open until tomorrow morning. March is Women's History Month. It's a time where we highlight women's contributions to history and celebrate their social, economic, cultural, and political achievements. Women of Toledo is teaming up with the Toledo School for the Arts to highlight what they're doing to honor women. Now until March 20th, they have a display titled Glass Ceilings, Breaking Barriers, Building Future, and an auction benefiting TSA.
It's part of our Girls Hub program, and what we like to do is showcase in this exhibit the powerful women of Toledo who have been trailblazers throughout the decades. It's all about telling the story. I mean, we as women have got to continue the legacy and show who has helped us along the way.
The auction is March 20th. To learn more about the Women's History Month, you can go over to our website. The Toledo Air Show is coming back to Northwest Ohio for the first time since 2019. It'll be held at Toledo Express Airport on May 10th and 11th, but before then, show organizers are looking for volunteers to help pull off the event. Volunteers get free admission, parking, a t-shirt, and more. The air show benefits veteran organizations and charities across the region. We have information on how to volunteer over on our website under the Links Mentioned tab. And registration is open now for the Susan G. Komen Northwest Ohio Race for the Cure. Runners and walkers can sign up to secure a spot for the 5K race, which steps off Sunday, September 28th in downtown Toledo. If you register for the race before May 12th, you'll pay just $25. The latest jobs report just came in yesterday, showing unemployment slightly went up in February from 4% to 4.1%. Now, it's a small jump, but big enough of an opportunity for scammers to take advantage of you. Our Verified team breaks down the latest scheme, trying to trick you into applying for jobs that don't exist.
Yeah, there are so many things in here that are questionable.
Cybersecurity expert Eric Cron says texts like these are designed to distract you from red flags.
They want you to feel good. Hey, several people have told us what a wonderful person you are, right? Who wouldn't enjoy hearing that about themselves?
It looks like a great job offer, remote work, built around your own schedule with time off. But Cron says a closer look exposes the scam.
If you're going to get a call from an organization about potential employment, it's probably going to come from human resources, not a customer service person.
Some other dead giveaways: an email address that looks auto-generated, parentheses around the company name, meaning the message is likely a template scammers use. And the Federal Trade Commission says if you didn't apply for the job, it is most likely a scam. Cron says these phony texts are more powerful than ever right now because of how the U.S. workforce and economy are changing.
The timing couldn't be better. The more stressed we are, the more emotions we're feeling, the more likely we are to take a step with one of these that we wouldn't normally trust or engage with at all.
Remember, job applications often ask for personal information you do not want in the wrong hands. So if you get a text like this, do not respond. Home Depot tells us they only hire through an online career portal, which is also the case for most other major employers. With your Verify, I'm Courtney Robinson.
Well, hopefully you've already changed your clocks and have started to adjust to the time change as part of daylight savings. But don't forget, firefighters say now is the perfect time to check your smoke detectors as well. Most experts agree they should be checked twice a year. It's important to make sure the machines and their batteries are in good working order, just in case. Now let's get it over to John with a look at our forecast.
The taste of spring continues into the week ahead. If you thought today was nice, you're going to love the look and feel of this week. Temperatures are going to be surging to the 60s, and overwhelmingly, it is going to be a mainly sunny and dry week of weather. Now that we are officially in daylight saving time, that means later evenings, but darker mornings on the flip side of the coin. Sunset time this evening at 7:34, but getting ready for work and school tomorrow, it's not going to be quite as light with a sunrise that happens at 7:53 a.m. So early birds not going to have quite as much daylight before work and school. Bus stop forecast going to be dark early with temperatures in the mid-30s. Recess already up to 60 degrees, and after school activities going to feel amazing outside with a little hint of spring in the air and temperatures that'll be in the lower 60s. For your sun Sunday, temperatures climbed up into the mid-50s across the board. Even in southern Michigan, up towards Lenawee County, temperatures hit 54 degrees, a balmy feel for those weekend plans. High pressure is going to keep sunshine in the mix at least through Monday and Tuesday before we have a little more cloud cover that rolls in midweek. So let's talk temperatures. Waking up tomorrow morning, getting ready for your Monday morning commute, we're going to be just a little bit above freezing. So chilly, but also a clear and bright start to the day. Into the afternoon, our high temperature going to be right around 62. It's not going to be overly breezy, so really a rare combination of nice March weather. Tuesday is going to be a little more windy with similar temperatures around 60, but it is going to start to turn a little cooler late in the day Tuesday with a brief cool down on deck. Picture perfect weather tomorrow. 62 degrees, feeling like spring. Southwest winds at about 5 miles an hour early, climbing to 15 miles per hour later on in the day for those outdoor activities. And our average high right now for this time of year, for some perspective, is only 45 degrees. March is a month of change, though. By the end of March, that normal high climbs up to 55, and by the end of April, we climb up to 68 degrees, and that is just our average high temperature. Overall, we're going to stay well above average for the work week. Tuesday is going to bring that continued spring feel. It is going to be a little bit more breezy, though, with southerly winds. Wednesday, though, a cold front shifts to the south, and that means the return of the infamous lake breeze that'll make for a cooler setting. But don't worry, 60s will be back as we head into your Thursday. Overwhelmingly, it's going to be a very mild week of weather, and that warm weather pattern is going to be ideal for the walleye run. That Maumee River forecast is going to feature water levels that are dropping. We're at 582 feet and going to continue to lower. Water temperatures getting very close to the 40s with a water clarity of 1 to 2 inches. And the forecast features fairly calm winds, temperatures in the 60s, and no worries of any rain or snow. Weather impacts ahead do include that lake breeze midweek, and more widespread rain chances roll in next weekend. We're tracking a system that could bring us some widespread soaking showers, so you will see that rain chance next weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Overall, a very warm stretch of weather. In fact, by Friday, we're going to be close to 70 degrees. Next weekend, widespread rain Saturday, scattered showers Sunday, and St. Patrick's Day looking cooler but also dry with temperatures around 50.
A look ahead to our week of sports we've got on tap, and it is going to be jam-packed because the madness that is March is already getting started. The MAC basketball tournament starts this week in Cleveland, and all 4 of our teams have punched a ticket. Starting on Wednesday, the Toledo and Bowling Green women will get things started. Toledo coming in as the 2 seed will face Central Michigan as the 3rd game of the day. That'll be followed by Bowling Green women, who are the 6th seed and will take on Buffalo. Then on Thursday, the men's side gets things started, and Bowling Green, coming in as the 8th seed, will face number 1 seeded Akron for the first game of the day. That game will be followed right after by the Rocket Men, coming in at number 4, and they'll be taking on number 5 seed Ohio. This is all in addition to high school basketball that will also be going on, with some of our boys and girls team playing for a state title. So be sure to tune in. But for now, that is all for sports.
The Greater Toledo Toy and Train Show returned for the 27th year at the Owen Student Health and Activities Center. Over 250 exhibits and dealers were featured, showing off and selling their collectibles. From planes to trains and automobiles, the show had toys from all eras. According to organizer and representative Randy Roundhouse, the event is meant for people of all ages to enjoy together.
What's so neat about the show is that we have older people, younger people, and middle-aged people. Everybody's all together enjoying the show, and you know, it's basically the first day of spring, and everybody's out just having a great time today.
Now, if you missed it, the Toy and Train Show will return to Toledo again next year. The Toledo Craftsman Guild worked to get the community spruced up and ready for spring. The Guild hosted their annual Spring Festival of Craft Show, featuring dozens of local artists and vendors. The 2-day event offered household items, candles and lotions, seasonal and wall decor, and other unique items. Multiple local food vendors also participating, bringing all local businesses for one-stop shop.
It's just so important to support people who are